Today, I'll be ranking every fight in Dragon Ball Z ranging from S+, the best, to F, the worst. Let's dive right into it. Last video, we left off at the Frieza fight, so next on the list is the Mystery Man himself, Trunks, fighting against Frieza and his army. Slicing through several of Frieza's soldiers, Trunks makes his entrance, and what an entrance it is. He exhibits incredible power by obliterating each of Frieza's soldiers with a single blow. Moreover, he fearlessly confronts Frieza, engaging in some memorable trash talk. This is a significant departure from the norm, as Frieza was previously portrayed as an immensely terrifying force. To make matters even more thrilling, Trunks unveils himself as a Super Saiyan, triggering Frieza's PTSD. By the way, Trunks possibly has the best Super Saiyan hair out of the whole cast. It just looks so fire to me. Once Trunks undergoes his transformation, Frieza's defeat becomes inevitable. Trunks effortlessly deflects every one of Frieza's attacks, and with astonishing stealth, positions himself behind Frieza and launches a devastating blast. As a result, Frieza is sent hurtling into the sky, only to be met with Trunks' sword, which reduces him to mere fragments before he's ultimately blasted away. Trunks really turned Frieza into a wallpaper. That's how crazy this was. Considering the sheer brilliance displayed by Trunks in this fight, I believe it unquestionably deserves a place in the S tier. Trunks' icy demeanor and flawless execution makes this battle so perfect. Moving on, we have the confrontation against Frieza's father. Once Trunks is done dealing with Frieza, he sets his sights on the formidable King Cold. Witnessing his son's complete obliteration, King Cold attempts to persuade Trunks into a job. However, Trunks has no intention of working a 9-to-5 job under King Cold, especially after the resounding victory he just achieved against Frieza. King Cold would have had Trunks just as miserable as Squidward if he accepted that job. Surprisingly, King Cold, underestimating the power of a Saiyan, requests to examine Trunks' sword. Seizing the opportunity, King Cold tries to launch an attack on Trunks using the sword itself. However, much to King Cold's astonishment, Trunks effortlessly catches the sword. In a swift and decisive move, Trunks retaliates by firing a blast at King Cold, ultimately bringing an end to his reign. This isn't much of a fight, but I thought I should include it just for the sake of how much I love this moment. I'll put it at B tier. Skipping ahead 3 years, we come to the battle between Goku and Android 19. Goku unleashes his Super Saiyan power and engages in a fierce combat with the android. Initially, Goku dominates the fight with relative ease, showcasing the results of his 3 years of intense training. However, as the effects of the virus he contracted worsen, Goku's performance begins to decline. He becomes somewhat sloppy and resorts to spamming ki blasts in a desperate attempt, only for them to be absorbed by the android. Pushed to his limits, Goku finds himself at the mercy of Android 19, who proceeds to drain his energy. In the nick of time, Vegeta arrives out of seemingly nowhere to rescue Goku. I'll put this fight in C tier. Now, the Vegeta vs 19 fight is a different story. Descending with unwavering confidence, Vegeta wastes no time in taunting the android, delivering one of the most coldest lines. "Does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?" This provocative statement sets the stage for Vegeta's transformation into a Super Saiyan for the very first time. This transformation had the whole group shook. Even Krillin finds himself wondering how Vegeta managed to achieve this feat, considering his impure nature. However, Vegeta promptly responds with sheer arrogance, stating, "My heart is pure evil to the core." I just know he was feeling himself with that line. Once the battle commences, Vegeta effortlessly dominates Android 19 throughout the entire fight. Each punch and kick he lands feels like a devastating haymaker, showcasing his overwhelming power. Not only does he physically overwhelm the android, but he also relentlessly taunts him, adding insult to injury. Before defeating the android, Vegeta tears off both of Android 19's hands, instilling a sense of fear in the android for the very first time. After this, Vegeta delivers one of my personal favorite moves of his, the Big Bang Attack, effectively eliminating the android. I gotta give it to Vegeta, this is definitely one of his best fights. This is going straight to A tier for me. Next is the fight against Dr. Gero and Piccolo. This fight unfolds quickly, with Piccolo displaying remarkable strength as he dominates the android. Notably, Piccolo goes as far as cutting off the android's hand. The fight concludes with the android getting away and the group figuring out these weren't the androids from the future. C tier. Speaking of the androids from the future, next up is the androids versus the group. The confrontation begins with Vegeta facing off against Android 18. Initially, both combatants test each other's strength, landing solid hits in the process. However, as Android 18 starts to exert himself, she gradually gains the upper hand and begins dominating Vegeta. In a brutal moment, she delivers a devastating kick to Vegeta's arm, shattering it in the process. Trunks, who had appeared formidable until this point, falls victim to Android 17's attack. With the entire group now engaged in the battle, Android 17 continues to overpower them, leaving them all unconscious and defeated. Before departing, Android 18 decides that breaking one of Vegeta's arms isn't enough and proceeds to break his other arm as well. This fight serves as a showcase to the android's formidable strength, even in the face of two Super Saiyans. Considering the brutal encounters and the android's display of power, I would place this fight in the B tier. Next up is Cell vs Piccolo. Before we get into the fight, can we talk about how crazy this scene where Cell starts sucking up this guy's energy was? Watching this for the first time had me shook. Anyways, Cell makes his grand entrance and Piccolo, displaying his newfound power, engages in combat. However, Cell manages to catch Piccolo off guard. He absorbs a small amount of energy from his arm. After revealing some information to Piccolo, Cell retreats as the rest of the group arrives. While this fight may not be my favorite, Piccolo, being the GOAT, elevates it to the C tier. Without Piccolo, this could easily have been an F tier fight for me. Now, let's discuss the rather random encounter that takes place between Krillin and Cell. While it may not truly qualify as a proper fight, I believe it's worth mentioning. The altercation begins with Krillin valiantly saving a mother and child, who attempt to escape on a plane. However, Cell follows Krillin, hitching a ride on the very plane the family is trying to flee in. Although Krillin manages to land a decent hit on Cell, it proves to be an isolated success. Cell retaliates by striking Krillin, causing him to crash into the plane. Eventually, the others catch up to the scene, but Cell swiftly departs once again. This fight is definitely deserving of F tier. Next up, the extraordinary clash between Piccolo and Android 17. A battle that'll leave you in awe. The stunning choreography and masterful combat sequences make this fight truly remarkable. It's in this moment that Piccolo's true power and potential are unveiled, showcasing his immense abilities. As the fight commences, Piccolo intensifies his energy, bracing himself for the impending showdown against the formidable android. I love the reaction of Android 17 when 16 clarifies that Piccolo is not who he appears to be. Through the fusion of Piccolo and Kami, a new being emerged, and though we still refer to him as Piccolo, the significance of this revelation is evident on 17's bewildered face. From the outset, Piccolo establishes a significant advantage over Android 17. Demonstrating his sheer strength and tactical brilliance, he executes one of the most impressive techniques, the devastating Hell Zone Grenade. I gotta admit, the abridged version of this scene, when 17 says, "It's even got a cool name," was pretty much my exact reaction to this attack when I saw it for the first time. At this point, both combatants exhibit an equal level of skill and resilience, relentlessly exchanging blows that pulverize the very islands beneath them. And you know I gotta talk about the gut checks in this fight. Oh my god, these are some of the most brutal gut punches I've ever seen, and the fact that they go back and forth doing these is crazy to me. Unfortunately, the fight takes an unexpected turn as Cell abruptly intervenes, bringing an end to the clash between Piccolo and Android 17. Nonetheless, this epic encounter, from its exhilarating beginning to its abrupt conclusion, serves as a testament to the brilliance of Piccolo and offers him the spotlight he so rightfully deserves. Without a doubt, this battle deserves a place among the highest ranks, an undeniable addition to the S tier. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe for more videos like these. Moving on, the Cell vs Piccolo fight. I hate to see my boy Piccolo get done so dirty, but we gotta talk about it. As Cell enters the scene, he immediately begins charging up. I like the added detail in his ki. Since Cell has absorbed countless amounts of people, you can visibly see the souls of the people he has absorbed. Now, Piccolo steps in to stop Cell from absorbing Android 17, but unfortunately, he's quickly defeated. Exhausted and clearly outmatched, Piccolo gathers every ounce of energy within him to unleash a powerful attack known as the Light Grenade. However, to everyone's dismay, Cell remains unscathed, showing no signs of damage. Cell then delivers a powerful punch that breaks Piccolo's neck, and then he shoots a blast through Piccolo's side, ending the fight in a short but devastating manner. This fight shows how much Cell has grown since their last encounter, and it highlights the huge difference in power between them. I'll put it in C tier. Android 16 vs. Cell. This gotta be one of the most underrated fights. Despite its brevity, Android 16 exhibits an impressive array of techniques while facing off against Cell. His moves are executed flawlessly, making this an enjoyable spectacle. I would personally rank this fight in the B tier. Before I move on, I gotta talk about Tien vs. Cell. Although it may not qualify as a traditional fight, I gotta say I love this moment. Both the original anime version and the abridged rendition captivated me. The portrayal of Tien's courage and determination resonated deeply. Now, the next fight is Vegeta and Trunks vs. Cell's second form. I'm not gonna lie, Vegeta was him in this fight. From the start, he delivers a devastating gut check that leaves Cell reeling. Vegeta really gave Cell the Android 19 treatment. Throughout the fight, Vegeta completely overwhelms Cell while taunting him mercilessly. At one point, Cell resorts to begging, which surprisingly works on Vegeta, leading to his ill-fated decision to allow Cell to absorb the android. However, Trunks refuses to let that slide. Like father, like son, Trunks straight cooks Cell. Nonetheless, Cell manages to absorb Android 18, ultimately concluding the battle. This fight definitely deserves a spot in A tier. Now, Vegeta vs. Perfect Cell. Cell really had to get his get back from how Vegeta had him begging, and that's exactly what he did. The fight begins with Cell attempting to warm up and gauge his newfound power, while Vegeta tests Cell's strength. However, it becomes evident to Vegeta that he's outmatched. Cell swiftly kicks him through several mountains, sending him crashing into the water. Eventually, Vegeta resurfaces with a new technique in mind, the Final Flash. Challenging Cell to face it head-on, Vegeta charges up and unleashes the attack. Initially, thinking he's won, Vegeta mocks Cell as he feigns injury. But due to Piccolo's regenerative cells, Cell regrows his arm, turning the tables. After this, it's over. Cell hits Vegeta with a nice two-piece combo, putting Buddy to sleep for the foreseeable future. This fight is going into B tier. Cell vs. Trunks. As a child, I thoroughly enjoyed watching this fight. Trunks ascends to his Super Saiyan Grade 2 form, and the battle commences. They engage in fierce exchanges, with Trunks gaining the upper hand in some instances. The animation quality is impressive, complemented by the amazing Lone Warrior OST. Trust me, if you haven't heard it before, do yourself a favor and look it up. The fight captivated me, but the revelation of Trunks' form's limitations and Cell's admission of toying with him left a bitter feeling. Despite this, I'll place it in the A tier. Now, Hercule vs. Cell. F tier. The Goku vs. Cell showdown is truly remarkable, featuring stunning animation, well-choreographed sequences, and high stakes. We witness Goku unleashing his full power, honed through rigorous training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, against the monstrous Cell. The fight showcases a plethora of techniques such as duplication, afterimage, and even the instant transmission Kamehameha. Each attack carries immense intensity, and the fight concludes when Goku concedes and chooses the next fighter. This fight is definitely going to the top of S tier, Gohan vs. Cell. This battle serves as the climax of the Cell saga. Initially, Cell dominates Gohan, who displays reluctance to fight. In an attempt to provoke Gohan's anger, Cell inflicts harm upon him, but to no avail. Frustrated, Cell resorts to commanding his Cell Juniors to attack Gohan's friends, hoping to awaken his rage. Meanwhile, Android 16 delivers a powerful speech to Gohan, urging him to let go of his reluctance and save everyone. Tragically, Cell kills Android 16, triggering an explosive transformation within Gohan, Super Saiyan 2. This transformation stands as my personal favorite. Gohan effortlessly decimates the Cell Juniors and turns his attention to the real Cell. Cell's desperate attempt to reach his maximum power has no effect on Gohan, who lands 2 decisive blows, leaving Cell almost unable to walk. Cell resorts to desperate attacks, but Gohan effortlessly evades and deflects them, including Cell's earth-shattering Kamehameha. Though Gohan hesitates when given the chance to finish off Cell, his performance is commendable. The father-son Kamehameha holds a special place in my heart, as Gohan battles self-doubt while defending against Cell's blasts. Goku's encouragement and confidence empower Gohan to defeat Cell. Additionally, the support of the Z-Fighters rallying behind Gohan and sharing speeches about Goku and Gohan's influence add to the legendary status of this fight. This fight is perfect in my eyes, and it would be a crime if I didn't put this fight in the S+ tier. Now, the Buu Saga. Starting with the fight between Trunks and Goten, it proves to be a solid battle, and what really amplifies the enjoyment is the crowd's reaction to the intense combat. The 2 young Saiyans begin on equal footing, showcasing their impressive skills. However, as the fight progresses, both Trunks and Goten resort to some clever tricks to gain the upper hand. These instances of cheating add an exciting twist to the bout. Overall, I would rate this fight as a solid B. Moving on to the clash between Videl and Spompovich, this particular fight stands out as one of the most brutal encounters in the entire series. At the start, Videl dominates Spompovich effortlessly, displaying her superior strength and technique. However, it becomes apparent that Spompovich is no ordinary adversary. Despite enduring massive damage from Videl's attacks, he continues to rise, even twisting his head back into place. Videl starts to exhaust herself, and this is when Spompovich seizes the opportunity to turn the tide in his favor. He mercilessly pummels her, going as far as saving her from defeat just to prolong her suffering. Witnessing such a wild turn of events was truly insane. I would rank this fight in the B tier. Next up is the confrontation between Vegeta and Pui Pui, reminiscent of Vegeta's battle with Kui. In this fight, Vegeta effortlessly dominates Pui Pui, even taking the time to taunt his opponent with biting insults. Although the battle is entertaining, it doesn't reach the same level of excitement as some of the other fights. Thus, I would place it in the C tier. Following that, we have Goku's fight against Yakon, which in my opinion falls short of the previous clash between Vegeta and Pui Pui. The main purpose of this fight is to emphasize Goku's latent potential, which lies dormant within him. Consequently, it lacks the same level of excitement as other battles. Therefore, I would rank it in the F tier. Moving on, the battle between Trunks, Goten, and Android 18. While this fight isn't bad per se, it loses some points due to the simultaneous occurrence of the events involving Babidi and his crew. However, the fight itself remains lighthearted and enjoyable, showcasing the unique teamwork and playful dynamics between Trunks, Goten, and Android 18. Considering the factors mentioned, I believe this fight deserves a spot in the C tier. The clash between Gohan and Dabura. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this fight, primarily due to Gohan's underwhelming performance. It's arguably his worst fight since he was a child battling against the Saiyans. Initially, Gohan appears to have the upper hand, but once Dabura becomes serious, Gohan's lack of practice and sloppiness become evident, allowing Dabura to gain the advantage. Ultimately, the fight concludes as Dabura recognizes a better opponent for the group to face. Despite my reservations, I reluctantly placed this fight in the C tier. Now, we reach the highly anticipated rematch between Goku and Vegeta. This battle delivers amazing animation and brilliant choreography. The emotional intensity between the two fighters is palpable, with Vegeta passionately expressing his reasons for allowing Babidi to control him, and revealing the hurt he feels as Goku surpasses him in every aspect. This rematch has been built up since the Saiyan saga, and the culmination of their rivalry is truly a treat for longtime fans. However, one minor flaw is the frequent cuts to scenes involving Gohan and the Supreme Kai, which slightly diminishes the fight's epicness and breaks immersion. Nonetheless, Vegeta's speeches managed to bring the fight back to its powerful essence. Overall, this fight undoubtedly deserves a spot in the S tier. Next, we have the fight between Vegeta and Buu. It begins with Vegeta launching a few successful attacks, but Buu quickly gains the upper hand, pushing Vegeta to the brink. However, with a little assistance from the kids, they manage to separate Buu from Vegeta. In a bittersweet moment, Vegeta embraces Trunks for the first time, signifying his love for his family. Subsequently, he knocks out the kids, fully aware of the sacrifice he must make. The culmination of this battle comes when Vegeta pours all of his energy into a powerful explosion, hoping to eliminate Buu while sacrificing himself. This fight beautifully portrays Vegeta's growth as he fights not just for himself, but for his loved ones. It marks a significant turning point for his character, and I absolutely love it. Therefore, I consider this fight worthy of an S-tier ranking. Now, we come to Goku's battle against Buu. With an explosive transformation into Super Saiyan 3, the fight commences, showcasing Goku's awe-inspiring new form. Goku exudes confidence as he easily outmatches Buu. However, the battle becomes a race against time as Trunks desperately searches for the radar, while Goku's energy rapidly depletes due to the immense power drain of the Super Saiyan 3 form. The fight concludes when Goku senses Trunks on the move, indicating that he has found the radar and is returning to the lookout. I love this fight even though it's pretty short. I consider it deserving of an A-tier ranking. Now, let's address the fights involving Gotenks. To be honest, every time I witness Gotenks attempting to fight, it feels as if a piece of my soul is being torn away. Considering all of his battles, none of them even deserve an F-tier ranking. They're best left forgotten.
Vanished to the deepest and darkest corners of hell.
Moving on, we have the encounter between Evil Buu and Fat Buu. Although this segment isn't my favorite, it starts with Evil Buu overpowering Fat Buu. In a desperate move, Fat Buu resorts to shooting a candy beam at Evil Buu, but it backfires, resulting in Fat Buu's defeat. Unfortunately, this fight falls into the F tier. Now, we have the highly anticipated battle between the newly awakened Gohan and Super Buu. Gohan once again displays his incredible power in this fight. After patiently waiting for hours to unleash his hidden potential, Gohan sets his sights on Buu and delivers one of the coldest lines in the series.
So, Hotshot, you want to fight Majin Buu? Fight you? No, I want to kill you.
The fight begins and Gohan obliterates Buu with every punch, leaving a lasting impact with each blow. However, once Buu absorbs both Gotenks and Piccolo, he ascends to a level far beyond Gohan's capabilities, forcing Gohan to hide at times. Hey, this scene looks familiar. It's disheartening to witness Gohan come so close to fulfilling his teenage self's potential, only to be overwhelmed in the end. This fight merits an A-tier ranking. Next up is the epic clash between Vegito and Buuhan. Vegito showcases his immense strength and wit, effortlessly pushing back some of Buu's strongest attacks. Once Vegito powers up into Super Saiyan, he proceeds to torture Buu, even beating him while he's transformed into candy. The fight reaches its climax as Vegito devises a plan to get absorbed, intending to save his family and friends from within Buu. This fight is truly outstanding, and witnessing Buu on the back foot once again is a delight. Furthermore, Vegito's appearance adds to the excitement, solidifying his position as one of the best fusions in the series. This fight undoubtedly deserves an A rank. Next, we have the fight between Goku and Vegeta inside Buu. Personally, I found this fight to be a bit boring and somewhat weird, although it did have its fair share of funny scenes. Taking all factors into account, I would generously put it in the C tier. Finally, we reach the massive showdown, the fight between everyone on the land of the Kais and the monstrous Kid Buu. This battle, known as the fight to end all fights, starts with Goku powering up the Super Saiyan 2 against Buu. The animation and choreography in this battle, done by Studio Cockpit, are absolutely insane, and the character designs are top-notch. The fight unfolds with Goku and Buu going back and forth, launching powerful attacks. The intensity of the battle is further enhanced by the amazing Let It Burn soundtrack playing in the Kai version. When Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3, the fight escalates as they exchange blow for blow. However, due to the drawbacks of Super Saiyan 3, Goku quickly exhausts himself after firing a Kamehameha, leading Vegeta to step in. Unfortunately, Vegeta is outmatched and nearly dies. Goku saves him, and Vegeta delivers a beautiful speech where he finally admits Goku is number one. After some more back and forth between Goku and Buu, Vegeta decides to give Goku a minute to charge all his ki to deliver the final blow to Buu. This plan fails and Vegeta ends up getting tortured for no reason. Meanwhile, Fat Buu fights Kid Buu while Goku and Vegeta devise a plan. Eventually, Vegeta comes up with the idea to have the Kais make a wish to bring back everyone, fueling the Spirit Bomb. With the help of Hercule and persuasive arguments, the Spirit Bomb is finally ready to be unleashed. However, Buu manages to fend it off until the Kais make their final wish to restore Goku's strength. Just before defeating Buu once and for all, Goku makes the wish to bring back Buu as a good being, hoping to fight him again. As everyone cheers him on, Goku deals the final blow to Buu, concluding the battle. Although this fight has a few slow moments, I find myself rewatching it frequently. It holds a special place in my heart, and truly feels like the final battle of the series. The defeat of the tormented and destructive Buu by an attack Goku learned at the start of the series brings everything full circle for me. The ending scene where Goku and Hercule laugh together and the thumbs-up exchange between Goku and Vegeta never fails to put a smile on my face. This fight was so epic that even the people in Otherworld were spectating it. I absolutely love this fight and believe it deserves an S+ rank. Finally, we have the last battle in Dragon Ball Z, the fight between Goku and Oob. The fight begins with Goku intentionally insulting Oob to push him past his nervousness and encourage him to fight. As they engage in combat, we witness Oob's immense potential as he presents Goku with an actual challenge. They exchange blows, surprising characters like Vegeta. Once the fight concludes, Goku bids farewell to everyone and sets off to train Oob in a bittersweet moment, marking the end of the Buu saga. This fight provides a fitting conclusion to the series, and while it may not be as grand in scale as some of the other battles, it holds its own significance. Considering the overall narrative, I would give this fight a solid B rank. That wraps up every fight in Dragon Ball Z. It was fun making this video, going back and rewatching each battle. If you enjoyed this content, remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like me to go deeper into each Dragon Ball arc, I also have reviews available. See you there.